All right. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Putu. Hey. Um, welcome. So who's actually here? It's a bit of a weird space, and I sometimes I have people in the workshop sitting at the beach, so it's not really that. Okay. Could you do me a favor? I know it's gonna be a massive inconvenience. It's just energetically, and I've been speaking for too long. My voice can't carry, and this mic's not gonna really manage. But if you can come and sit in the seats, then I know you're here. Then I don't have to like expand over there. Just for the next 60 minutes will be very helpful for me. And then the people who are, yeah, anyway here, you can just close enough so I know who's actually part of the workshop. Thanks. 1, 2, yeah, much better. All right. What time is it, Lotta? 4:10. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. All right. And then the rest of the chairs, like, just remove. I mean, I know people always come late also. Okay, no problem. Is that everyone? So I'm assuming if you have a name tag, I'll start talking to you. So you're a part of the workshop? Yeah, you too, yeah? You got a name tag because you get free food? No, not free. I said that last time I got in trouble. Half price food. Sorry, not free. You get free if you talk to me, but I've got no food, so I've got nothing to give you. All right, let's begin. So, team, if you want to join and just sit around, it's fine. Oh yeah, you're working. No, stay there. Sorry, we have a busy month. Yeah, you stay there. Don't. Kelapa di sini, pa? Di sini. Di sini, yeah. Yep. Okay, awesome. Welcome. So, we're going to talk about peak performance for entrepreneurs. You know what's really funny? Our business is super cool because we measure everything. And we found that the really nice kind of feel good workshops, people come and we fill up. But when it comes to peak performance, we don't get as many people. So I'm trying to wonder whether it's my content or people just don't like working. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, work in progress. So today is going to be really fun because it's our last workshop for Genius Cafe for this year. And I want to give you guys pretty much everything I've learned in terms of peak performance that's made a huge difference and helped me not just 10x my business, but we're probably at 100x now. I've lost count. Who would like to learn about exactly what it takes to double, triple your business in a space of 12 months? Yeah, for free, right? Good. So that's what today is going to be about. So even though I've talked about this maybe to some of you who've already attended, I'm going to share kind of like real life examples of things we're doing that are really working. But first, I wanted you guys also to have the opportunity to meet each other because a lot of times the wisdom is in the group, yeah? So if everyone can just kind of, who's connected with a name badge, that's probably the easiest way to do it, or pretending they're not involved but they're listening. Can we all just kind of stand up and go meet someone new that you don't know and just share one thing you'd like to help in terms of peak performance? And you can't talk to someone too close to you on the same table, so laziness is not allowed here. Just someone new outside the table, stand up and say something, meet the team, put who's involved. It's really helpful that you stand up and share, yeah? Ini bagus ya? All right. Nice mingling. Okay, great. So have a seat. I'm glad you guys got to talk to strangers, and some of you are not strangers, but that's okay. You can pretend. All right. So, who here met someone interesting? Good. I hope everyone puts up their hand because it'll be super awkward. That's awesome. So basically, a lot of people come to me and want coaching and performance because they want to learn how to expand their network. They want to learn networking skills. Guys, it's that simple. You just basically talk to a random person you don't know and share your name and why you were there and whatever. It's that simple. So it shouldn't be that complicated, yeah? Okay, so today we're going to talk about 4 things. One of them is, I really need to do something about empty chairs. One of them is the big problem. I think I talk about this a lot of times. I used to coach from positive, enthusiastic, open chakras, all that kind of stuff. And I found people weren't really doing much. And I figured out it's because they weren't actually taking personal responsibility for the problems they did have because they didn't identify them first. You know what I mean? So I changed it around a little bit and started helping people first identify what problems they actually have and then looking for solutions to those problems. And then I found that people started getting more results. So I started putting them in my presentation to say, I think we do actually have a problem. And I'll share what I think is the problem. It might not be your problem, but it'll be worth your while for you to start being more honest with yourself. Start being more what? Because if you're not honest with yourself, don't get a coach. Don't even come to personal development. It's just entertainment. You know, it's a waste of time. So the more honesty you have, the better it'll be for you. We're going to talk about performance and why it matters. A lot of you are in business or entrepreneurship, but you still think you can run it like a job. Yeah? In a job, it sort of matters. In business, it really matters. In fact, it's the only thing that matters. So I'm going to talk about that with you for a little bit. Then we're going to talk about how to maintain. I don't know about you, but I've been in a few businesses, made some money, lost some money, built some companies, gone bankrupt. And half the time I was like grinding and working hard, and then I burnt out. Who's ever had burnout or knows someone that has? Okay, so we're going to talk about how that happens and how you can avoid it, okay? And then we're going to talk about some next steps. So I want to leave you guys with some things to do, hopefully still in November. The year hasn't finished. Some of us are acting like it has. You know, what you don't know is some of us, at least in our business, this month and next month will be the biggest months in our business. You know, and even though in the training industry, people are so-called slowing down. So I want to not impress you, but impress upon you that if you make some certain decisions about how you're running your business, you can pretty much have what we call your future is not your past. Okay? So it doesn't even matter what happened in the last 10 months. What matters is what are you going to do after this workshop. So if you're open to that way of thinking, Anne, it's really going to change your life because it's about how we think more than learning something new. Yeah? So food for thought. It's going to be an exciting journey. So let's begin. So first and foremost, some of you who has never heard me speak before. Hi, guys. You can sit down. Okay, the ones that have never heard me speak before, let me apologize up front. I swear a lot. If you meet me for drinks, I'm going to swear even more. If you want me to work with you, I'm going to swear in every presentation. Why? It's not that I'm trying to be unprofessional. It's just I've learned one thing about my life. And you can write this down for yourself and ask yourself the same deep question. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. And some of us are trying to build business to please everybody. Some of us are trying to be more professional, quote unquote. But the fact of the matter is, who here has the same fingerprint as anyone next to them, or anyone in this world for that matter? Anyone? Do we all have the same fingerprint, or are we all uniquely different? We're all uniquely different. So if that's true, why do then professionalism has to mean the same for every single person? Right? It means to mean something to you. I think I'm professional, but in my own psychosis. My mother thinks I'm going to hell because I swear. So the fact of the matter is my clients don't mind, and therefore I build a business around people who want me to be this nice word everyone's using called authentic. I want to be authentic with you today. And the best way I know how to do that is to communicate with you like I was to a friend. So if everyone's okay with that, say aye, because if you're not, this is the wrong workshop for you because I won't change. Aye? It's okay? Aye. Cool. That's what I hope you start to do with your clients. Start communicating your values to your clients as soon as possible. And trust me, that's where the money is, that's where the success is. But the most important, that's where you're going to stand in your power, as they say, and you don't have to make excuses for who you are. Is that making sense? Good. So write that down for some of you who don't do that. Oh, I'm a teacher, by the way, so I'm not really a speaker, I'm more of a teacher. So here's what I recommend you do. If you got a notes on your computer or in your book, the best thing you do when I go to these 50,000, 100,000, whatever big workshops, People say some really nice things that make me feel inspired. But what matters, guys, is on the right-hand side of your page. Imagine this is a page. Draw a line right in the middle vertically. And on here, put the title to do. So I might share something with you, but it matters what you do. Yeah? So nice to get notes and more notes, and then next year you're not going to look at them. What matters is you can go back to your notes in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and look at the things on the to-do list. I promise you by the end of today, you'll have 10 things. If you do them, you're going to at least make $1 million in a year. I promise. But here's what I find. People just get confused. They just take notes and get inspired, and they go home and do nothing. So rather than just listening to the content, I hope it's not my information, but what it triggers in you that you're maybe not doing currently that you need to do, like giving your prospects the standard of how you do business. Does that make sense? That's a really good to-do list. But if you don't do that, you're going to be running around doing nothing and just having figure eights. So I hope... For those of you that heard my story, you can block your ears. For those of you that haven't, let me tell you a little bit about how I got to this crazy place I am right now. So that's actually me. That's the best color photo I've seen. Yeah, that's actually me in 2000. A lot has changed. I've got more white hairs. You know, I feel I'm a bit wiser. No, just kidding. But one thing hasn't changed. Let me show you. So I'm just a happy dude, man. But what some people don't know is I came from Zambia on a farm community. We barely ate once a day where I came from. Yeah? There was always war across the border where I came from. It was always hard work just to make ends meet where I come from. I was dyslexic, and a lot of people made me feel strange where I came from. And lucky for me, there was one thing my parents did which was so powerful, is they made me work harder than I was capable of at every single stage of my age. Let me tell you what that does. There's some interesting research by a person called Carol Dweck on mindset. She says the people that have what we call a growth mindset, this is where they take on challenges and they work harder than they're supposed to, tend to become more successful. Why? Because it's not in the hard work, it's in the skills development they acquire over time that makes them become experts in the industry. So my question to you is, how were you raised? When you were a child? Was your parents doing everything for you? Were you allowed to just kind of chill out a little bit too much? Because if that's you, chances are you probably need a coach. Why? Because you're probably not accountable for what it takes to be successful. Is this making sense? And in farming, it's very clear, because if we don't plant, and this is a nice quote for you, if you don't plant in winter, if you don't plant in spring, you're going to starve in winter. This is farming. There's no way around that. You can meditate all you like. You can be a nice person all you like. You could be educated with qualifications all you like. But if you miss the season of planting in spring, my friends, you will starve in winter and people die. And that's where I grew up. So unfortunately for some of you, you don't even know what a real chicken looks like, but yet you eat chicken because you can afford it. For some of you, you want to be successful, but you don't understand this farming term we use called gestation period. Have you ever heard that word before? Gestation period for a mango is very different to a tomato. And for a tomato is so different to an oak tree, which takes 100 years to mature. So what I want each and every one of you, including my team here, to think about is, what is your gestation period for your success? Because if you're trying to compare yourself to your next door neighbor who maybe get successful faster and you try and do what they're doing, you're completely going to fail. Why? They're a tomato, and guess what? They get success and they lose it just as quickly. Some of us have been oak trees. It takes me so long. It takes me so what? It takes me long to succeed. But here's what's so cool about that I never appreciated as a young child who wanted to be a millionaire at 21, is there's certain things you start learning about emotional intelligence. There's certain things you start learning about when you lose money and how to make money without needing handouts from other people. There's certain things you learn when people reject you just because of your skin color that doesn't just matter anymore. Your gender, your creed, your preference, it doesn't matter if you understand the journey, if you understand your gestation period. So for me, my friends, there was just a lot of suffering, unfortunately, I thought. But when a missionary picked me up, took me to Australia through a scholarship, taught me I could be more than I thought I was, it changed my whole life because for the first time in my life, outside my parents, someone else believed in me. But second point, they were prepared to invest in me to become better. So I'm sure you guys have certain relatives, uncles, friends who've been those way for you, but I can tell you they have 3 ingredients. One of them is they probably challenge the way you think. The second is they're probably really, 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 really good role models. Third is they probably have very good emotional intelligence. They don't overreact to make you feel like shit. So if you want to be a leader, you need to start thinking about these things. Why? Because money is emotional. You understand? Warren Buffett says the level of your financial success is all dependent on your emotional stability. Think about that. So if you have an emotional bipolar kind of up and down, you're probably making money and wasting money in the same way. You're probably having relationships up and down in the same way. You're probably dealing with your health and your weight in the same way. Yeah? So for me, I was just very strong in my work ethic because my parents conditioned me that way. So by the time I got to Australia, my friends, unfortunately for me, again, failure happened, and the mentor who took me to Australia died of brain cancer 2-3 years before I could say thank you for getting me across the border as a refugee. Until today, I work this hard because I just imagine what it would be like if I didn't have those opportunities. But there were 2 other boys that came with me from that story, and these 2 were from very wealthy families back home. One was a minister's kid, the other one, hey, thanks for coming. I wasn't sure, so I wasn't going to welcome. So when this person came in with these 2 boys, we found out Mr. Moffat had died, and they canceled our visa. They canceled our program that we had in the scholarship. Guess what these 2 boys did? They had these big walkie-talkie phones. Remember back before mobile phones, the big ones you carry? And they rang it and they called mommy and daddy, and within 48 hours they were back home. Here's the problem I had. I wish I could say I went back home and I was courageous. I wasn't, my friends. I was so scared because I was the only black dude in a white man's country thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? Couldn't speak English that well. I had $250 that Mr. Moffat gave me a few years ago in traveler's check. Some of you are too young and don't even know what that is. But I was so hungry to be successful because I knew I promised my mother that I had to send $250 back home. You understand? So going home wasn't an option for me. So here's something I want you to write down and think about very seriously for yourself. The enemy of a great life is a good one. The biggest challenge I have in coaching people to success today is they come from such good backgrounds. They have great passports, great mommy and daddy. They have credit cards. They can fail in business and go back to a job. They can just call mom and dad to bail them out in everything. So guess what they do? They've learned to finish before the finish line. It's okay to quit. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I'm telling you, the reason why 85% of self-made millionaires came from nothing is because we are hungry for success. And we don't stop until we achieve it. So I know you came here for some strategies and tools, but you got to ask yourself this question before we continue, is how hungry are you to be successful? That question, if you answer that clearly and honestly enough, trust me, my strategies will make sense to you. You'll be the next Oprah. You'll be the next Obama. You'll be the next Deepak or whatever it is that you're into, but you'll be nothing if you keep thinking it's okay not to work harder than me. I will beat you every single time. Is this making sense? So this story is more about you than it is about me, because for me, first thing I did is I just kept going. I never quit. I got this job finally. It was in a Jewish business restaurant, 300 people per head, and I started learning about business from a Jewish man. There were things I didn't know, like money does grow on trees. It does. It's paper. So some of my comments from my parents, like business people are crooks, wasn't true. And some of you grown up in families where they tell you money is evil, or you've been so spoiled, you don't even know that money is effort. Someone, somewhere paid for that money that you have in your bank account. It's called energy. Some of you think it just drops from the ocean or the sky somewhere. It doesn't quite work that way. And I need to tell you this because some of you, this is the thing that's holding you back from success. But when I worked this hard, I just transferred the one thing I knew, which is work ethic. So my question to you when you meet me today is, what are the transferable skills you have before you start your business? This matters so much. Why? Write this down. Skills make you more valuable. Not education and qualifications. It's skills, my friends. But if you don't have a skill to communicate, you don't have a skill to sell, you don't have a skill to negotiate, you don't have a skill to be courageous and keep persisting, it's a skill, you're not going to make it. So is this like true or false for you guys? Yes or yes? This is what I'm saying. This stuff doesn't sell tickets, I'm sorry. But it's the truth. And I'm telling you, we have more people failing in business because they think they can just scale a little mobile phone app and make a couple million because they watched the Steve Jobs movie. Steve Jobs took 10 years to get to Steve Jobs. You get it? Not 1.5 hours like the movie time you watch in the cinema. So, it's really beautiful because I'm going to talk about a few problems. One of them is people don't work enough here. Or they work so hard on the wrong things. Both is delusion. Fair? And why I'm saying this is some of you are just watching YouTube and you think that's where you're going to get all the free information. You need context. What is context? Someone who's successful will teach you certain things that you might see on YouTube, but they will explain it to you so you understand why. And you understand this other word called consequence of not doing it. So the consequence of being lazy is expensive. Not just in business, but in your life. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, lucky, I moved from one mentor of my parents to a missionary who got me to this Australia country as a refugee. I wasn't fancy. I couldn't get a job, so I started as a dishwasher. Some of you don't even want to do that because it's not enough money. I don't know what that means. I learned all the hospitality experiences. I worked under this guy called Jeffy. He taught me how to wash dishes better. I got promoted. Within 6 to 12 months, I was running the whole restaurant. How does that happen? Is it because I'm really good looking like Will Smith and I'm tall and handsome and blonde, blue-eyed? Is it because I'm smart? Is it because of all these things that you think it is, when all it is just I outworked every single person in that place? I put in 60, 80 hours, not because I was smart. I needed to eat, and I had no accommodation, so it was easy for me. I had nowhere to go. You get it? And people laughed at me. Success is the best revenge. So sorry, it's a little bit vindictive on my part. I want to be so successful, I'm going to shut those people up. Call it childish, I don't care. But some of you don't even have fire to work for something, so you're just kind of getting by. This is not enough in today's economy, guys. Competition is up. So lucky for me, I had that. And when I got there, Australia kept giving me qualifications because I kept moving up positions. I asked my boss, I said, thank you very much for doing this for me. He says, I don't give a shit about you refugees. I'm doing this because I have to buy qualifications. I'm like, wow, this country pay for education? You see the enemy of a great life again? My country don't do this. I was so grateful. So what I thought again, number two, is I was like, well, how many more African refugees are coming through that I can help? And that's just the type of person I am. And this is what's stopping some of you becoming mega successful. You're too damn selfish. You're too damn selfish. You just want to make a little bit of money for yourself so you can be comfortable when you can make a lot of money and help more people. You understand what I'm saying? So what am I saying? I want you to be rich so you can help more people. Don't be poor and complain. It's self-centered to be poor. Try that for size. I know, deep, huh? So I just kept working, and I started an education company, started recruiting refugees, giving them employability skills. That's how I made my first $1 million at the age of 21 years old. I have never seen that sort of money in my life. So what do you do with the first lot of money? You blow it. I spent it on girls. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that, but it's true. I spent it on cars. I spent it on expensive friends. Boy that was trying to impress others, and I forgot who I was. And remember what I started with before. If you stand for nothing, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. And I did. My friends, I got divorced. My wife left me. I became homeless again. Second time round. My business partners were wrong for me. I was so desperate to impress them. I started making deals with the wrong people. So you people are looking for seed funding. If you don't have the same values as your investors, they're going to fuck you up. I lost my money. I lost everything. I was so ashamed because I was homeless in a park. And I tried to kill myself. I want you to hear about this entrepreneurial journey, my friends, because some of you are signing up for this gig and you don't understand because some people are not sharing the truth about it. 85% of CEOs are facing depression. So here's some help for you. Money doesn't make you happy. Please write that down. It's true. But neither does poverty. People do some dumb shit and kill each other over blood diamonds in Africa. So please save me the BS. You have to be successful for you, whatever that means. But don't chicken out on this, oh, I'm happy, but I'm poor and I'm happy. I mean, come on. So my coach, my Jewish mentor said this, and I think it's true. Money just makes you more of who you really are. So if I was a giving person when I was poor, guess what? I was giving when I was rich. If you're a nice person when you're poor and smiling like me, you're probably going to be nice smiling when you're rich. So don't blame rich people who are grumpy. They were grumpy before they were rich anyway. It's just they don't care about it as much as you do. And that's why they're rich and you're not. That's it. It's making sense. It's just facts. So my point in my program, I say, just mind your own fucking business. Build it. Build it. Okay? Cool. I think I made my point. So, my wife left me and I had a son. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do with myself? No. And I learned that more is never enough. So, you guys were chasing $1 million, 10 million. If you don't know what enough is, you're not going to build it. You're never going to get there. Because when you get there, you're going to want more. Yeah? So please set yourself a goal. What is the financial goal you want to achieve when your business is built? And when it's built, stop. And go live your life or whatever. Otherwise, you just get trapped in this crazy chaos. And here's something else I've learned. Only 4% of businesses around the whole world make $1 million in sales revenue. This is the truth. So why are we all chasing this $1 million figure when only 4% of you, that means one out of this whole room is going to make it. And why would you sacrifice 24, 48 hours, 5 years divorced like I was to get there and be unhappy? So what I'm suggesting you do is be completely honest with yourself and ask yourself, how much is enough? And for some of you, $50,000 will make you stinking free, and that's so much more better than selling your soul to buy a product that you don't need. You know what I'm trying to say? Sign up for stupid programs to chase the Kardashians when all you want is just to live in the mountains and meditate. This stuff is affordable. 4-hour work week talks about the newly rich. This is what I'm saying. It's not the $1 million you're after. It's the ongoing income to afford your lifestyle. That's the goal. You get it? So please, start with $2,000 a month is a great goal. Then let's talk. But if you start with $1 million, you're never going to get there. Never. But 2 million can get to $1 million, right? Yes or no? Okay, but 10x of 0 is? There we go. Slow down. Good. So I just got really busy again, and this poor guy, I'll tell you the story at the end, just grabbed me and said, you stupid, crazy African guy, you said you want to change Africa, you want to help change the world, and you're about to kill yourself. Shame on you. So I got busy, and I started working with refugee kids in prisons. Why? I was in prison myself. I met them there. That's another funny story. And I coached them to get life experiences, motivated them, you know, this Tony Robbins stuff. Tony Robbins was my mentor at that time. And they went out in the workforce, and they couldn't get themselves a job. It didn't work. So I went, okay, this is not going to work. Maybe I should start employing them for career choices, employing them to become entrepreneurs, because the government's not going to help them. So I just started coaching people to be sustainable in their own careers because they couldn't get jobs. And guys, my business blew up. So we're in 4 continents now, maybe more, I can't keep count, because I just figured out how simple business is. So write this down for yourself. Success is simple, but it's not easy. It's simple. So whoever you're getting coaching from, mentoring online, if the concepts are too complicated, it's not practical, throw it away, okay? Including whatever bullshit I'm talking to you about. Yeah? But the second thing is, some of you are in complicated businesses, and you wonder why you're not making money. Who here has ever been to a restaurant? You read this massive book of a menu. Yeah? One of my clients, Lotte, is in a very successful, I love her menu. So simple. And I bet 20% of your money comes from, 80% of your money comes from 20% of your products? Yes or no? Yeah, there you go. How do I know that? I don't know that. I've never asked her that question. I just know business. It should be that simple. There's some universal laws that apply in business. So the rest of you are making it so complicated. You've got a typewriter that does massages and drops crystals, and it does this and does that, and it saves the environment and talks to whales. You know, too complicated. Come to me, you want to be a life coach, and you can't even take advice from me. You understand? Please, go do something else. Because the coach has to learn from the student has to learn from the coach, right? Andrea is a coach as well. We learn more from you guys than we do giving the advice. Why? We're always just asking questions, and sometimes those questions are for us. This is a real coach. Is this making sense to you? Or am I just like talking shit here? Okay, good. So I've just been doing this for 12 years, building businesses because I was starving. Building businesses because I was the uncool kid who couldn't afford shoes. So I know how to build businesses from necessity, and I got passionate about helping other people do the same in health, in coaching, and in networking and collaborating with other people, because we need to get more offline. Yes or yes? We're disconnected. But isn't that a problem that I'm solving through networking? You get it? So I knew there's a problem with disconnection, so I built a business around it. I knew there's a problem with health, so I built a nutrition company. Why? I need it first, then I build it for other people. I knew a lot of people are failing at the startup industry more than at the other end of industries, so I built a startup company. So if you ask me about big companies, I'm not that interested. I want to solve the startup space. And you don't need a lot of money to start up. Yes or yes? So please stop pitching. Start connecting. I know, right? Last, you guys, women in the room, put up your hands. If you're not sure, just put up your hand anyway. Yeah? I'm a product of my mother. You are missing it if you don't become successful. Why? If you don't become successful and you complain about how men are treating you and the government's doing this, you are teaching your future generation to do the same. I don't listen to my father much. You understand? But when my mom speaks, all of us sit down. Why is that? That's just the way it is. So females, be empowered and do your shit. Whatever that means. It's just, I know there's probably a potential Oprah in the room, but she's so stuck in trying to optimize her website, and she's missing it. You understand what I'm saying? Get to business, and you get to business, because you naturally do this thing. This is the age of the female entrepreneur. Don't miss it. 10 years ago, it was the age of Obama. I don't know, where is he now, right? You get it? Don't miss the opportunity. So, I've already talked about a few of the problems. Premier, keep track of time, yeah? One of the best things, though, about technology, guys, is you can scale overnight. Yeah? All you need to do is set up a Facebook or LinkedIn and put the title entrepreneur. How much does that cost? Anne, how much does that cost?
Nothing.
It's free. You know what? That's the problem. Because do we tend to appreciate what's free in life? Exactly. When I started my business, anyone who dated me would date me because they couldn't find a doctor, lawyer, or any other professional. It was looked down upon to be entrepreneur. Yes? Remember, 10 years ago, some of you are too young. It's like when you can't do well in school, you become a business owner. That was the reputation of entrepreneurship. Today, you just need to buy yourself a T-shirt, watch Game of Thrones, have an Instagram account, call yourself entrepreneur, and la 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 la. But yet you're getting out of bed at 10 and you're sleeping at 2 a.m. and all you did is complain. You know, this is not entrepreneurship. But this is the problem with technology now, is we're scaling out virtually, but there's no value in the marketplace. I'll say that again. We're scaling out and creating pretty things, but they're not actually solving anything. They're not solving anything. You're a coach, but you're not solving anyone's problems. Yeah? And this is endless. I have a product, it's beautiful, it looks nice, and I spent $10,000. So what? Nobody wants it. Right? So get over yourselves. Secondly, it's cool because if you do have something good, it also doesn't cost you a lot to be a mother, stay at home, making $2,000, $5,000 a month. This is awesome. This could never happen 10, 20 years ago. A few more years before that, you couldn't even vote, ladies. So this is the best time to be in business, but you have to understand the game hasn't changed. It's still called effort. Okay? And here's the second problem that I see. We're so jacked in that we're jacked out. Yeah? We're so jacked into podcasts, YouTube, information. Guess what happens after a while? Analysis, paralysis. No one's executing, but everyone has a fucking opinion about it. Everybody knows everything about business because it's so cool, but nobody's executing. I like Gary Vee. Some of you don't know. I've got a bit of his style. He says ideas suck. It's true. Execution pays, not ideas. So, why are you spending so much time in ideation? Months, years, some of you. Me, 7 days max, I've already made money from an idea because I executed as soon as possible to find out if genius like it or not, it stays. If they don't, they kick me out, I move on. Don't kick me out, please. You know what I'm saying? It's just I move, man. We're going to launch 2 companies next year. What are you doing? It took me 5 years to launch 1. 1 year to launch 3. Now I'm like, how many can I launch? But don't ask me how many I failed at. 80% of more I failed at. You get it? So let me ask you this because you think I'm special. Do you learn more from failure or success? Do you learn more from making mistakes or do you learn more from things you're getting right and someone's kissing your ass all the time? Which one? From failure, right? So why aren't you making more mistakes in business? You're looking for the perfect business plan. I don't get it. That's not business. Business is about making mistakes because here's the quote for you. 80% of success is failure. Yes, Michael? 80% of success is failure. So if you're not failing, you're not in business. You're in called job. Because jobs, you got to be perfect to kiss the boss's ass. This is a job mindset. In business, it's like, damn, we failed on that. Premier will tell you, we're out launching. I launch things 5 minutes before the presentation. Because I want to see if it works or fails. That's what I'm only interested in the result. Okay? So, number one thing you need to acknowledge, guys, we're technologically advanced. You can Tinderize yourself, meet a boyfriend tomorrow, do things you don't believe the next day, show photos on Instagram, but deep down inside, you're still disconnected, you're unhappy. We're moving faster in the wrong direction. You need to know that. So, what am I saying? Slow the fuck down and meet someone in the eyes and say, I missed you. I really did. Where have you been? You know. This would do more business than 10,000 likes. Yes or yes? You can pay for likes. It means shit. We're still biologically offline. And some of us think we've gone 3D, on D all the time. No, we still want to touch someone. We still want to be acknowledged. We still want to be appreciated, right? And here's the most important. We all want to grow. Yes or no? So can you grow by being safe? Okay. You see the problem again? So don't come to me for safe strategies. I'll kick your ass. Ask Lotta. I'll slap the shit out of you. Because then you get used to being uncomfortable. You get comfortable with uncomfortable. That's what you want. Live on the edge of the comfort zone. That's actually the next thing. So all I've been doing all this last 10 minutes is talking to you about one thing you already know. You know where you're at in life. I don't need to tell you. Some of you are too comfortable. You're too much in your comfort zone. Get the fuck out. Number two, you also think you know everything because you watched it on YouTube. It's what you know, but you don't know shit about it. But you have an opinion. And that's okay. It's just there's no money in opinions. You see the problem? But if you're an academic or you're employed, yeah, opinions matter because you need to be important and educated. But most successful people don't have degrees for this reason. They don't care, but they employ people who do. Right? Think about this stuff. This is the truth I'm trying to share with you. Because I'm after the person who can handle the truth. We call those people peak performers. I'm not wearing the shirt, but the rest of the team are. Peak performers want and embrace challenge. These are the people I coach. I don't coach babies. And some of you just haven't grown up enough. That's okay. But stay in a job and be happy. There's nothing wrong with a job, and that's the other side. People are like, fuck jobs. No, man. In fact, you see my team, wave your hands. These guys are like 10, 20 times smarter than me, but we call them intrapreneurs. There's no job positions in my company. None. Yeah, entrepreneurs. We work 7 days or 2 days, but we only come to the office 1 day a week. Why? I value freedom. I don't want to be someone's boss. I don't micromanage. But you see how business can change for you if you get out of the employee mindset. The game has changed. So here's what I'm trying to say. 20% of everything you know and you think you know about your opinions is only 20% of the game. The real opportunity for you today, my friends, just today, because some of you forget this and go back to comfort, is I'm trying to kick you out of your comfort zone, but I'm not going to leave you there. Peak performance is about helping you get to the edge. I don't know if you've ever done skydiving. I remember, like, it was so cool because a person pushed me to the edge. Oh, bungee jumping, that was it. Pushed me to the edge, but they never pushed me over. It's very dangerous to do that. And some of you are coaches in the room, you're pushing people beyond their own comfort zone. This is immoral. We need to get you to the edge and hold you there until you're comfortable enough, and then when the time is right, boom, yeah? And this can take 3 months, can take 6 months, can never happen. So today I hope you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I want to challenge you today. At least for the next 60 minutes, try something different. Because that's where the money is for you. Whatever challenge you have in your business, your life, it's because you're probably comfortable with your hell right now. When you should be uncomfortable with heaven. Yeah? You get it? So stay uncomfortable. I think I made my point. So here's what some of you already experienced. I can already see it. I've done this too many times. Some of you are already like, oh, I don't know what this is all about. I feel uncomfortable right now. He's picking on me. Yes, I am. Because I'm looking for the transformation, but it only exists when you take your assumed truths and expose them for unrealistic and self-defeating. Yeah? Like, oh, I don't need to work to make money. This is destructive. You've worked for every other thing in your life. Why should this be any different? You know what I mean? There's no shortcuts to success. Actually, there is. It's called a straight line called effort. Yeah, just work for it. It's not that hard, particularly if you have a coach. Oh, my God. So, peak performance matters. Here's where I can't coach. I can't coach people who are super happy and they don't think they need to work. But here's where I know I'll meet you in 3 years' time. Because you're not working, you're going to develop a bad reputation. Your lover, your friend, your client will leave you, and then you cry about it and think it was retrograde, which is okay. It was part of it. And then you're ready because you're in pain. Remember what I said? The enemy of a great life is a good one. And some of you can't move because it's okay. But come on. It's better to complain. That's okay. It's just I don't live there. I don't relate. This is the problem. But when you suffer so much, you can't take it. You start moving countries. You start relocating, right? You move. And when I say movement, business is on, baby. I'm in there with you because you're moving. I can't move a parked car. Have you tried? It's hard. But when it's even moving just a little bit, that's enough. I can go tick. And now you go, okay, people go, but there's power steering. I know, but you get my point. So, we need effort. We need? No effort, no honey. No honey, no money. Okay? It's true. Right? That's the Balinese, I'll tell you that. So, I love this place because when I started my coaching program with Les Brown, Richard Branson, my favorite now, I'm still working with him, is Branson. My God. He said, the only reason I work with you is because you're working. I can't teach effort. That's what he says. And he says, if you keep working now on the right things, Aaron, you're going to be a very fulfilled person. He didn't say you're going to be happy. I just want to help you. Some of you are chasing happiness. I think it's a delusion. You could be happy today, you lose money, tomorrow you're sad again. This is like really uncomfortable. But fulfillment, whether I make money or don't, I'm very fulfilled because I'm doing the things that I love. Can you feel that? I just love this thing. So whether you want to work with me or don't, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm very fulfilled here. But guess what that does over 10 years? You become an expert because you don't quit. So yes, passion matters. But not passion walk on fire. It's passion to do it whether you get paid or not. For as long as it takes till you get paid. See the difference? Wow. That's a whole online course on that one. Because after a while, you get happy. So let's talk about the deliberate habits. And I want to tell you what's in your responsibility. And I'll tell you where I can help. Because there's some things I'm not good at. Remember, I'm divorced. So I'm not a success story in some areas. Particularly in the personal. So number one is seeking clarity. The people who come to me, they ask me questions. I had a coaching client with an executive. He runs wealth management. Premier and I met him together in Jakarta a few weeks ago. This is how it happens when you're in your what do we call it? When you're in your lane. I was talking to someone recently about just fucking stay in your lane for 3 years. Let me tell you why. What happens is you create this magnet thing. I can't explain it. People start coming in. Yeah? Because you're so clear about what you do and what you don't. So this guy came in. He wasn't even part of our program. We're just hanging out, doing what we do, messing around. I'm swearing at the top of my voice as usual. And he comes to me. He goes, hey, I think I need your help. He's 60 years old, and he wants a chance at life. See, I get emotional. I remember that day, man. I just said, can someone just help me with this fucking thing? Because I don't understand this business. And Tony Robbins goes, you can walk on fire, man. Just fucking, but 50,000, please. I'm like, oh. But I paid. Took me 10 years. I paid. Here's what's so funny. I've been making more than that for a long time since. It's called return on investment. Some of you still don't know that's the business game. It's not how expensive is it. It's what are you going to keep making once you learn the skill. Right, Axel? It's all skills, man. So stick to your lane, and after a while, you become a market dominator, and people come to you. This is why Michael Jackson doesn't have to worry about platinum albums. They just keep coming, because he earned his right from 5 to 21. You understand? That's a long time. Some of you want to make that sort of money, and you haven't even put in 10 years. Well, there's a hack, get a coach. It's different, but you get my point. So let's move on. Seeking clarity. Next is energy. Can you feel my energy from there? If I project myself big enough, I can. I'll get the guy at the back. You see, you don't worry about it. But he's facing the ocean and he's meditating. But if I say enough energy, and it's not loudness, it's energy, he'll turn around. You go, oh, I don't believe you. I'm telling you, that's how it works. Because ladies in the room, have you ever been on a date with someone and you just get this feeling about their energy is not quite right? You feel uncomfortable. You know that feeling? Who knows that feeling? Right. It's not what they said. Sometimes they're even good looking, right? There's just something there. That is what this is about. Some of you are not generating the right energy. You're saying, don't come and talk to me. I don't trust you. That's the energy you're giving off, and you're wondering why you're not getting clients. Others of you go, I'm going to crush this. I'm going to take more from you than you give me, so I want all your money, and I won't even follow up with you. Wow. Making promises you can't keep. Wow. This shit is expensive. So here, just write this down. This is common sense. 80% of the population overpromise, underdeliver. 20% underpromise, fucking go crazy on the other side. It's that simple. So just get in the game. Third, this is where I hate technology. My friends, you give me an idea today, in 7 days I'll launch it. No doubt about it if I say yes. Yeah? Ask my team when we were talking about this book. It was like quarterly meeting. I don't know when it was that, September? I was like, yeah, we need to launch this book. And we need a book. 7 days later, I'm like, here's the book. Let's go. Let's print it. Let's no, we need to do this. I said, I don't care. Let's launch. Let's launch. Let's launch. Let's launch. Now. Let me tell you why. My best friend died in my hands, and I never got to say thank you. I was waiting for the right moment. Some of you have never had real-life death experiences. In Africa, people just fucking die all the time. No ambulances. We're the ones scooping people off the roads, and you take them to a hospital. This shit is real. And let me help some of you. This is happening for 80% of the world population. Don't tell me times have changed. You're living in another planet to some of us. To us, it's like death and life. Are we all going to die? Right? Some of you think you won't, so you got tomorrow. I don't have tomorrow because people die if I don't do this. You see the difference? I don't need a fucking strategy. I have a why. Some of you don't. Because the enemy of a great life is? There we go. Fucks you up again. You chilled. While you're sleeping, I'm working. And not for me. So don't go to Africa and live in the desert to get the experience. Just pretend. Find something worth working for. You get me? That's what I'm trying to say. Because here's the point. We're going to die anyway. So why not start executing on the things you've always wanted to do so you don't live with this word called regret? People regret so much in life. What the fuck for? Just try it. If it doesn't work, then you know it wasn't yours. Love, relationships, business, someone. So I want you all to score yourself out of 10. 10 is you're constantly seeking truth, and you ask for accountability from other people you respect, or you think you got it all figured out and you don't need nothing and you think you know it all, you're a 0. But 10 is you're seeking. You're always asking questions. You want to know how things really work. So go give yourself a score. You can do that now. Oh, Premier, please hand them out. Oopsie. Yeah. Oh, wow, we're doing really well. Almost finished. Shit. Oopsies. Anyway, yeah. Good. Primi, could you get Vanda to hand out some? Because you're really busy right now. So you just reverse, back up, give that. Stop. Hand that right there. Yeah. Everyone, this is Vanda from Manado. She just joined the team yesterday. Round of applause for her. Yeah. She's so epic. Now I'm outworking her, so she's going to suffer first. Yeah, no, just kidding. Just kidding. They laugh because they know everyone's gone through it. We work. Our whole team, we work. But do you think we're unhappy? No, because we work on the things that make us happy. Some of you, this is the problem. You think work is punishment. It's crazy. I don't get it. Anyway, moving on. So there's a nice tool I created for you. You see personal. All I want you to do quickly is just write 10 or 7 in terms of how clear are you about your business. Yeah, that's probably the easiest one. Not so clear. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should marketing, operations. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should be an entrepreneur. Maybe I'm not. Okay, yeah, probably a 2 or 3 because that's just crazy confusion. Whereas you go, I know I'm going to make it. I just need guidance on 1, 2, 3, 4. You're probably a 7 to a 10. Everyone got a number there? Just put it in that nice big box. Generate energy. How much energy do you have compared to me? Haha. Yeah. Try that. Yeah, fuck that. High five. Exactly. Clients know, man. I'm on, my friends. But I remember when I couldn't get myself out of bed. I remember. So I'm not trying to tell you this happens overnight. It's just called conditioning. Yes? So if you're in my industry, it's not about the hyper jumping all over the place. It's like this confidence. I'm going to win. Like it's coming from that humble space. You know what I mean? And not I'm going to win and you're going to lose. It's just like, let's win together. I've got so much more room to help more people. So how much energy do you have? Okay? Necessity. Procrastinators in the room, put up your hand if you're honest. I'm a super procrastinator. You see why I'm so OCD about this? So your necessity, check how long you are when you're late for meetings. Say you do something you don't. How many times are you making apologies? Wherever you make apologies, it's two things. One, your delay time is too far. Or two, you're making promises you can't keep. So first step, stop making fucking promises. Just say no. And if you want nice, say no thank you. If you really want to be mean like me sometimes, I'm telling, see, he's turned around. You see him? There he is. You see the guy I was telling about? There he is. Boom. It happens. It's just energy. I can't explain it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It's like, I say fuck no to some people who are trying to fuck me up. I need them to say so strong, they never bother me again because I'm actually a nice person and I want to help everyone, but I can't. And neither can you, okay? So, necessity. Good. Next. So, this is your personal responsibility. We're all adults, yes? You're not in nappies anymore. The government won't help you. Your parents are not responsible anymore. You're a grown adult. Last time I checked, you sit on your own toilet, yes? If you do that at least, then you should tackle these for yourself. That's your responsibility. Don't go blame your coach about that. That's your responsibility. And this is why I'm going to start a coaching program to tell coaches, to tell these clients, stop being fucking lazy. We're not responsible for your success. We participate with you. But you need to participate in your own rescue, right? Sorry, I'm on a rant here because, wow. Social is where coaching lives. So coaches in the room, these are the things you measure. There's a coaching room, so I just start coaching. Anyway, it's called increase, not decrease, increase productivity. If you don't want to increase productivity because you're happy with the money you're making, you're happy with the love life, you're happy with your weight, you're happy, what's the point of that? There's no need to perform, you see? But I can tell you, if you remember the smiley faces, within 3 years, you will need to. Why? Anything you neglect decays. Anything you neglect decays. Your love life, you neglect it, it decays. Yes or no, guys who've been in relationships long enough? Divorce happened. Why? I was too busy fucking working. Not enough time at home. I take full responsibility for that. But imagine if I got this tool early enough and I started to increase productivity in the 7 areas of my life that matter. Family and love included. Wow. And I have a tool for that, but you have to pay me for that. Ha! Next, develop influence. That was your first session. Right? Yeah, I think we need to go back there, yeah? Anyway, it's just life is motion. Anyway, we're having our own little moment here. Listen, develop influence. It didn't say influence, it says develop. It's not a natural skill to want to co-create. We're selfish by nature, and some of you still don't know that. You're pretending you're nice, but you're not. You're not nice. Stop trying to be nice. Instead, fulfill yourself with your needs and then share the rest with other people. Too deep for some of you, but I hope you get it. It's for someone in the room called Lotta, yeah? Good. Next, demonstrate influence. Demonstrate courage. I don't know if I'll have time to tell you this amazing story of something that happened to me that changed the game from depression on medication to this crazy guy you see now. One moment. Who would like to hear that story? Okay, I don't know if we have time. I'll have to ask Genius. But it was mind-blowing. But it needed so much courage. Because write this down. It went. See, I'm tapping into source, yeah? You can't change anyone if you can't change yourself. Oh, sorry, even better. You can't change anyone, but you can change yourself. That's where I was going with that. Thank you. Jacked in. Boom. There it is. Smash in your face. You can only change yourself. But here's what's so cool. When I started being this person, everyone around me started treating me better. It's called reputation. Yes? Ask Andrea, ask any client. If I say I'm coming, I'm coming. If I don't come, I'm probably dead. You see what I'm saying? So I'm very careful about who I say yes to for that reason. Some of you are saying yes and you're not showing up and like, but come on, you can understand the traffic. No. Why did you say yes in the first place? Yeah? So, score yourself out of 10. Are you focused on increasing productivity or are you focused on being safe? If it's safe, 0. If it's productivity, you need to take risks, get your head in the game, suffer in a nice way. 10. Next. Oh, they joined us. This is cool. They went like, zig, zig. Anyway, next. Develop influence. Are you constantly developing influence? Let me help you. You need soft skills in personality. So do you know your personality? If you don't, Putu, big up yourself. She has a tool that will measure your personality more accurately than the old personality test I used to use. It's so good. But if you give it away for free, Putu, I will shoot you. Because you won't appreciate it. Muraya, $40? How much is it? See? How do I know? I'm a consumer of my own shit. Yeah? She'll help you with that. I have no patience. I need you after her, then you come to me. Yeah? Anyway, I don't know where that was going, but I was going somewhere. Where was I going? Or developing influence. If you don't know yourself, how the hell are you going to influence your clients? You see what I'm saying? There's 4 types of people on this planet. You're in the 25 of them. You see how you're fucking it up? You're thinking everyone doesn't understand you. No. The way Les Brown says it, which is so nice, he says, stop spending time impressing people. Start spending time expressing yourself. Yeah? Express yourself, honestly, but not with the expectation that someone should understand you. No, the people who do are in 25% of the population. The other ones, you need to develop the second skill called communication, negotiation. I don't believe in compromise. Sorry, I'm a single person, but let me tell you how I roll. I don't compromise nothing, but I have considerations for people. I will consider something if it's outside my realm of values. But I'm not going to compromise so you can stay in my life and then we half each other to be one. This is madness. Try it in business, you lose it. You lose. Because you're halving your price point when it's taking you 10 years of risk. You know what I mean? No. Anyway, this is business advice, not relationship. Yeah, don't listen to me. So that's influence. So out of 10, and then 10. So here's what you should do. You should have an average score. So add up your number out of 10 for each of these. We'll give you a score out of 30. Yeah? Write that down. When you've got that, say done. And then do the same on the other side. Out of 10, give yourself a score out of 30. Done. And when you've done those, add them up to 60, divide it by 6, and tell yourself that number and put it in a big average at the top of that sheet. And put today's date and time. Because what you want to do is not kid yourself after today. I have just given you one of the most powerful tools I've ever used to become successful in my life. And if you don't put the date and you don't do it, you don't fill it in, guess what? This will just be a distant memory. And you go back to complaining about the weather and retrograde and whatever happened to you, when the fact is you didn't take fucking responsibility for your own actions. That's it. Workshop done. People just don't take responsibility. That's it. The most successful people do. That's why we win, the rest lose. And then worse, it becomes a habit to keep fucking complaining. That's what's sad about this world at the moment. I don't think there's anything wrong with the environment. If women can help us train their kids to have more peak performance by not being helicopter moms, wow, the world will change. The world will I got that from Andrea. That's actually her, her mission there. Yeah? Wow, so I had to give you credit there. Did you see that? I just ooze out when people teach me stuff. I'm so inspired by her. Anyway, it's just future generation is where it's at. That's why I have a whole company called Leaders of Tomorrow. That's my bigger company that controls all these crazy projects I do. It's just I'm more interested in the future than I am in your past. Aren't you? No, some of you are driving backwards. You're complaining about your past. You're living in the past now, and you're missing out on all the opportunities. The world's not bad. You can improve. Entrepreneurs are here. Stop complaining. Build a business. Fix the ocean. Fix the gender issue. Fix whatever you want to fix, but don't fucking complain. Because you don't deserve to complain about Monsanto unless you build a company like Monsanto. That's what I'm saying here. Because if you do, trust me, you'll be doing good. Maccas give more charity away than you do. So until you do, you can't complain about the dodgy burger. I'm telling you, you shouldn't. It's an excuse to not be successful. Try that one for size. Complaining is an excuse to not be successful. I know. It hurt the first time I heard it, but it's a fact. So, you're giving yourself a number. Please do yourself a favor. Compare yourself. Peak performers are 8.5. If you're under 8.5, get yourself a coach. You are delusional. You're delusional. And when I got this tool last year, 80% of my clients quit, 20% started doing better. Because I started measuring. I started measuring. If you can't measure, you can't improve. Yes or yes? You have to measure. Enjoy your wine. That's a really good wine. I drink that a lot. Yeah, no problem, man. And move on to a fixed mindset. Growth mindset. I won't tell you what it is, but the best thing you can do for yourself is take a photo. These are the things you need to measure. This is why my coaching program is awesome. I just measure everything. If I can't measure it, I'm not going to teach it. I will measure your effort. I will challenge you. We need to improve your skills. You need honest feedback, useful honest feedback. So here's my point. If you're feeling bad and someone's making you insecure, that's not feedback. Run away from that person. You need people who can give you what we call mature feedback. Okay? And every time you make a mistake, it's just a wake-up call to adjust or pivot. That's all. It doesn't mean anything more than that. Some of you make it such a big deal. So, generating energy. Everyone stand up, please. Come on. Up, up, up. Everybody, just on your seat. I won't make you move. Yet. Haha. What time is it? Oh, nice. So, just stand there and sort of have a Superman pose. Like, you know. So if you're a girl, do it that way. If you're a boy, do it that way. Yeah? But boys don't kind of do one of these. It's a bit different. All right. Here's where the science is. If you're feeling sad, low, anything, I dare you to challenge it. Go for 30 seconds, not even a minute, or a minute if you can, in front of a full mirror and stand like that and see if you don't feel better. It's the little things in life, my friends, that make all the big difference for positive, but it's also the little things in life that keep us unsuccessful. Most of us are like this in life, yeah? We're crouched, we're depressed, we're hiding ourselves, when the best thing you can do for depression is spread yourself out as much as possible, because yes, your mind affects your body, but now the neuroscience proves, the data is in, your body affects your mind. Everyone feeling pretty powerful right now? Say yeah. See? Pretend. Everyone feeling powerful right now? Say yeah. I'm never going to buy a client. You know, this is how you're talking to your clients. I'm already seeing why you're not selling well. You got to go, yeah. You know, like, come on. Energy. Boom. Yeah? So let's try that one more time. Lotta, can you put that down and do it like a real woman? Put that shit down, man. Come on now. This woman is fierce. She's a Viking from Sweden, and she pretends she's like, I don't know where she's from. Okay. Everyone feeling good about themselves. Say yes. Yes. Okay. Now check out the room. Social study. Are you feeling better by the third time or the first time you're giving me a bullshit response? We all feel better when we try more. You get it? Give your friend a high five and sit down. That's the point. That's the point. Don't half-ass your business. Crush it because you feel better. She's on a whole new level, this one. All right. Raising necessity is that simple. You have to put more in your favor to keep you moving in the morning than less, like TV, Netflix. First time I had to throw my TV out, I had to throw my bad friends out, and I had to throw my addictions out for me to change. I had to change my whole environment. Some of you are in better environments than me, but some of you aren't. So write this down. Upgrade your network. Upgrade. You need people on fire around you to a point where they'll be like, hey, 6 o'clock, what are you doing? You want to catch up for breakfast? It's like, what? Yeah. When you're laughing, you probably know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, nah, but yeah, no. So, you need to have such a big network on this side that guess what they do? They elevate you. Courage, my friends, doesn't exist without a support network. Think about that. I do more courageous things because of this amazing team than I would have done when I was a solo entrepreneur. I take bigger risks. Right, guys? I have to. It's called salaries. Shit. Anyway, so this is so good. This is new, and I love it. You ready? We all want inspiration to get out of bed. Yes or yes? Okay, I say good. You need inspiration to get more urgency. Next, though, is inspiration causes motivation. Yes or yes? All of us read the self-help books. Tony Robbins is in this business. Yeah? He crushes it to get people out of bed. That's not my business. That is not my business, right? But here's where it matters. Action. So here's what I'm here to tell you. In case you haven't seen, I've designed this on purpose. If you want to be more inspired, you must take action first. Yeah? So if you don't take action, you're not going to be inspired. If you're not inspired, you're not going to be motivated, and you won't take more action, you're fucked. So the first thing you need to do, if you're in a low point in your life, is start acting differently. You get it? This is the only thing you have control over. I need to help you. Some of you don't know that. You think you need to wait for that. That's why some of you haven't finished your books yet. I'm a crazy action-taking machine, whether I like to feel like it or I don't. It's just I say I will, I do it. Why? Because I know over time I get excited. And this is the energy you're feeling. It's just we just take action. It's called start results. That's it. Premi's hanging out with me way too much. But we don't even sleep much. Actually, this is Michael, by the way. He's Premi's husband. Michael, wave your hand. This man is going to change the world. He doesn't even know it's the business I'm going to help him with. But these two, I don't know how the universe gave me these two people. They changed my life. Because she hangs out with me. We're traveling all over the place. And he's like, it's okay. Let's just have food together and, we catch up. But he's a client and he's doing amazing work. And this man brings in more Chinese people to this country. The economy is doing well because of him. You know what I mean? Crushing it, brother. And all we need to do now is just transfer that humility into whatever he chooses to do. He's going to be successful. So it's much faster to help him succeed. Why? Because he's humble. The rest of you are so arrogant, I have to kick you into humility. Then I build your business. This is much harder. Okay, so check your bullshit meter and see where you feel. Be more humble. And I don't need to convince him to go out there and pitch to his clients. He does it anyway. For how many years now? 18 years. I'm looking for 10 years. That shows consistency. Can you see if I build him a new business, he's going to probably put 18 years there too, right? But is that the case for some of you when you set your New Year's resolution goals about weight loss or the gym? You went for 2 weeks and quit. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Think about that. Okay? Next, increase productivity. Take a photo on this one, it will change your life. I just don't spend time on ideas. What do you think about? I don't care. Action is where it's at. Show up. Go to workshops. Upgrade your network. Take risks. I can work with that. Yeah? Please put Aaron hashtag Instagram. This is mine. This one is mine. I'm just kidding. So here's a couple of steps, and I'll talk about this in, we got some big workshops coming up near the end of the month. Talk to Prem if you're interested. But I have to go into more detail there. I only have 15 minutes to go. So I want you first to apply PFO. This is where I first tell you about passion. If I can't help you identify your primary field of interest, where you're going to put in the hours because you love it, yeah? You're not going to be able to create an output there. Yes or yes? So most people go, yeah, just get into business, you make money, don't worry about passion. I think you quit because you're not passionate about it. So even my team, I talk to them about this. Are you in this for a career or are you not? Because I can't coach someone who's not passionate about their role. I don't employ people who are not passionate. Because I can't teach you the rest. If I can't teach you the rest, you're useless. Business is the same. If you're not producing increased productivity, you're probably not passionate about what you're doing. So for some of you, I need to tell you to just shut that business down. Start again. You save more money and you'll be healthier. And most importantly, you'll be nicer to be around because you won't be such a grumpy grump all the time. Yeah? Just close that shit down. So, who knows this lady? Yeah, she was so famous on Facebook first, right? No, she wasn't. So why are you so hung up on Facebook social media issues? She just worked harder than you, and she kept working with women until everyone talked enough about her. She became a big brand. I dare you to watch some of the YouTubes where the media were challenging her for being a black woman. Some of you women are too soft these days. No wonder she's Oprah. But guess what she does? She gives the same amount she makes. So if you're not giving away even 10% of $100, what chance do you think you're going to have at $1 billion? This is probably why the universe don't give it to you. That's the truth. So 85%, my friends, of financial success is all to do with your soft skills like personality, communication, negotiation, and leadership. It has nothing to do with the opportunity. It has nothing to do with the qualifications. I don't do the research. The research is in. So if this is true, my question to you is, are you spending 80% of your week developing your social skills by getting coaching, reading personal development books, and risking things and negotiating things? If you're not building skills. You need to do that. And it all comes down to persuasion. And some of you think persuasion is like manipulating people. Here's the true definition. Take a photo and know this is what sales is. Not selling shit that people don't need. No. It's about helping people act and feel and believe in something because they already wanted it. And if they don't, leave them alone. I'm not here to sell anyone. I'm here looking for the people that are looking for me. Is that making sense? So I don't need to sell you anything, but the right person is cooking so much in here, you'll be so angry. They're the person I'm looking for because we're probably going to get results for you. So here's the formula for reputation. Everybody wants reputation. I have finally got the formula for you. There it is. Results multiplied by reach. So if you don't have results and you're trying to be a coach and you're trying to reach more people, it's not going to work. Yeah? If you're trying to reach more people on Facebook, but you don't have a track record, that doesn't mean anything. I can't tell you how many people have amazing, expensive websites that look amazing. They have no money because they don't solve anyone's problems. Please, solve the problem, then you scale. That's why we go for MVP first in my programs. I will not allow it until we monetize with a small concept, then we reach more people. How long is that going to take? As long as it takes. The average is 3 to 6 months. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is for me. And maybe I'm not that good. Maybe I am good. I don't know. But it's better than never, right? Huh? MVP, minimum viable product, yes. We have an online course for that. Okay, so this is the story I wanted to tell you about courage. You want to hear it? But that means we need 5 more minutes. If not, we skip it. I don't need to tell the story. Who wants to hear the story? We need a democracy here. We need 5 more minutes. Okay, sorry, the rest of you can just walk, yeah? So, here we go. So I was very depressed. I was so depressed. My friends were saying I was complaining. I was homeless. I was doing drugs. I was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. One day, luckily for me, a coach who was homeless, homeless judge, says, hey, go get psychiatric help, man. You're fucked up. And it's coming from someone fucked up, so you know you're really fucked up, right? So I was like, okay, I didn't want to go. He forced me in. It was a friend of his, apparently. And I went in and I sat on those recliner things, you know, and the guy comes and sits and goes, how do you feel? You know, that kind of thing. And I really didn't want to be there. And that's why I meet some of you in coaching. You don't want to help, but you know you need it. Here's what was so interesting, though. Somehow he did some hypnosis thing, and before you know it, I was asleep. All I could hear was his voice. And then I woke up. I woke up in this arena. It was dirt. It was like somewhere back in Africa, like a circus, you know. It was just this open area, closed in, and there were cages everywhere. And I was like, what's going on here, man? Where am I? Because I didn't believe in hypnosis either. And this guy's outside the cage, and he's wearing this big top hat. And he's got this whip, like these guys, yeah? And he's whipping, like that. So I'm like, where the hell am I, man? What are you doing, man? I want my money back. I didn't actually pay, someone else did. But anyway, I felt like I did. And then he says, hey, man. And started pointing at one gate on the other side of where I was. And this gate was like, boom, boom, like that. And basically what happened, ladies and gentlemen, is behind those I could hear these roars. I'm from Africa. I know what lions sound like. They're roaring, roar, like that. I'm petrified. I'm what? So scared, I'm paralyzed. I'm shaking. I think I was going to start wetting myself. I don't know if you guys have ever been there in fear. So fearful, so scared to change. And these lions are banging and banging, and then he whips the thing again, and the doors slowly open. And I'm like, oh, shit. I start running to the opposite side where there was a gate, trying to get out. Like, let me out, let me out. Running, let me out. And I see the first one. And you know cats, when they're playing with their food? This big alpha cat just comes out. Well, actually, the women do all the work. So the big alpha woman does all the hunting, of course, runs out, and she's in a pack of 6. She's in a pack of? 6. And these 6 start approaching me. I'm running. I'm like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Running away from the lions. And these lions finally get closer, and I'm like trying to climb, and one of them just, and I fall to the ground, blood everywhere, and they don't eat me. They're just like playing around with me, cutting me here, blood there, ripped up. I was wearing white clothes. Guys, I am freaking out. Freaking out. And I'm there, I'm shaking. And I'm like, I don't know about you, because me, I've been in Africa. I tell this story in developed countries. People don't relate. In Africa, I was like, yeah, I've been killed before. Yeah, I know. I had a gun to my head. No big deal. In the West, like, oh, my God. So some of you have never experienced a near-death experience. But if you read about it, things get very still. You start to reflect. There's like so much space. And in this moment, guys, I'm thinking this is the end of my life. There are lions there. And I just surrender. I'm like, okay, that's it. And in that moment, I hear this on the other side of the arena. And the lions stand up. Go. They're wondering as much as I am. They turn around. And they start running in the direction of this thing that got dropped. But the interesting thing, my friends, I was so much in shock, so frozen from the situation. And I'm like, what happened? But you know animals, when they smell fear, yeah, they attack, right? So this thing was obviously more afraid than I was. And so they turned directions and went after that. And I'm like, okay, I'm bleeding and I'm limping. I'm like, what's going on? And I see on the other side, there's a little boy. There's a little what? This boy is petrified. He's screaming, Daddy, 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 help me, help me, help me. And I was like, oh my God, that's a little boy. Oh my God, that's my son. Goosebumps every time. I did not wait for a strategy. I ran in the direction of my son. I grabbed the first lion by the tail, second, third. I had to go after the alpha. I knew that. I got in front of the alpha, and my boy was hanging onto my leg. It's ripped up flesh everywhere. No pain. And I start punching through teeth, bones, everything. It's ripping me, claws. It's trying to get to my son. Nothing was going to get through. Nothing was going to stop me saving my son's life, even if it meant mine. I kept fighting until one point I smashed it somehow. And this thing, you know when they feel, and it ran away. But because the leader runs, guess what happens? The whole pack follows. And I'm there, and like, you know when you got adrenaline, it's like, what? You know, I'm like, just, what are, rage, everything, emotions, I'm crying, everything's going on for me, guys. Ha. And then I was like, okay, let me see, maybe they nibbled at him too. So I'm trying to look for my son, and he's not there. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm still shaking. I'm like looking around. And then I look at the guy with a whip. And he's pointing exactly where I was fighting. And he says to me where my son was. He said this, and write this down for yourselves. Something worth fighting for. Something worth fighting for. Some of you in here just don't have a fucking why, and that's why this business is so hard. When that day happened, my friends, I got out with a whole new fucking mission. I didn't care if my ex-wife hated me. I didn't care if the government thought. I didn't care if Australia thought I was black. I said, I'm going to make it for him. You understand? No strategy needed. No money needed. Nothing. Courage was born. So I need you to think about this. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite the fear. You got it? If you don't take action, there's no courage. And I'm not doing this for you. I don't care about you that much. I like you, but I don't know you. I know my son. And since that day, guys, I've made more money than I've ever made, and it doesn't stop me because I'm thinking I want this world to be better for him. And that's why I keep growing, and the rest of you keep shrinking. So please save yourself some money now. You don't need a fucking strategy. You need a why. And if I don't feel that why, we don't have nothing to talk about because I can't move you when it's going to matter when nobody believes in your business. Nobody believes in your dreams. Your ex-wife, husband, everyone tells you you're working too hard on fucking weekends. Fuck them, I say. You understand the difference? When you get that fight in here, who can feel what I'm saying here? When you get this feeling, you know it now because I've just given you the energy of this feeling. This is what every entrepreneur who's successful, $1 million and above has. Everyone. They don't stop until they get results. So please ask yourself that question. Why are you lazy? It's probably because you don't have a reason big enough to change your bad habits. If you like that story, high five the person next to you. That was deep. We went deep. So, find something to fight for. Find something to fight for. Anything. I don't care. I have a woman so passionate about the environment, Clementina. She wants to save a dolphin or something. I don't relate, but she will fight. I have people want to save trees. I have people who like cats and they want to put ponies on them. I don't know. Crazy fucking businesses, but I feel the same fight. I'm like, client, client, client. Because they don't quit. Wow. What's your why? Find it and fight for it. That's the workshop. I'll just give you a couple more clues and we'll finish. These are the other things you need to think about. And my friends, this is only 10% of the canvas. When I coach someone, I have so much content, it blows people's heads. But I want to show you this because some of you think it's about the content. No, it's about execution. And you can't execute something you're not clear about. Yes or yes? Right. So while you're just getting motivated, start measuring your results. Because once you measure results, you can improve them. So I don't care where I find you. You could be a 0 in all of these. I can get you to success if you can execute, and you won't execute if you have a why. If you don't have a why, we have nothing to talk about. Is that fair? That's all it is. So rate yourself, and like I said, people are just not honoring the struggle. They want get-rich-quick schemes and fucking this and that. And guys, I've never met a billionaire who never took more than 10,000 hours and kept it, yeah? I'm not talking about the overnight success and then tomorrow you don't know where they went. Talking about people who keep chugging. They just honor the struggle. All right, last steps. This is new too. I just brought that in last boot camp. So first step, if you want to know where to start, is start taking accountability. And if you're like me who's a procrastinator, you know who you are. You need to find an accountability partner to keep you accountable. Because you can't do it on your own. I can't do it on my own. So stop kidding yourself. Get a coach, I don't know, pay someone something. Please, if you really want to be successful. Because I know how to quit when no one is watching. It's very hard to do it when my team is watching. And they're all here. I was like, I gotta finish on time. Next, stop being a victim. Yeah? People are so entitled. I'm a woman, that's why it's so hard for me. In business, nobody fucking cares. Yeah? I'm a black guy. I had that one for years. I'm black, that's why it's not happening. Obama became president. I'm like, damn, shit. There goes that. You know, we're like, yeah, I'll be successful when there's a black president, and then there was. You know that one? You guys don't know because no one's black here. That was the joke until Obama fucked that one up for us. I can't use it anymore. Bastard. Right? I'm having fun. But it's true, right? You have your own Vikings. Yeah? So, take responsibility. I talked about that. Those 6 habits are the only thing I want you to change after today. And you don't need a coach. Sorry, you do need a coach. But at least you know where they are. At least pretend. Yeah? But here's what I really want you to do. Is first I helped you acknowledge reality. Now I'm asking you to own those peak performance habits. Go find someone who has solutions and fucking fix the problem. You have money. Don't know who has money problems. Don't worry. If you got money problems, fix it. The reason it's not fixed is here. Yes or no? You're probably fucking around somewhere here, making excuses, waiting for your retrograde or the universe or a rich husband, girlfriend. I don't know. What the fuck? Women, it's your time. Crush it. And I tell you, if you get up here, you're going to attract very different men. I am telling you, I have no time for victim mentality women or any other relationship as a client. Nothing. I've earned every single dollar, so why should I give it away for nothing? You know what I mean? I don't respect that. But these type of men are not going to be found in the places you're probably hanging out. They're too busy in their businesses because weekends don't matter. But we own islands. Yeah? We don't complain about the environment. We fix it. We're too busy fixing it, so there's no time for Game of Thrones all the time, calling that quality time. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not quality time. It's quantity. Anyway, that's my value set. You came to my workshop. But here's how I like it. We're powerful, so we look for powerful women. Every single client in my business program is a powerful woman. I can't tell them what to do. It's impossible. I say go left, they go right. They go right. But I love it. Why? I'm a product of my mother. Remember that? So you women, if you're not being celebrated by the men in your life, upgrade your network. Yes or yes? Upgrade your network. There are men out there who want to celebrate you. The rest of you think you're not worth it because you prefer to be a victim. It's not their fault. It's yours. So, here's what I'm basically trying to say. The world doesn't care about your strengths and weaknesses, personality, introvert, extrovert. I'm an introvert. Get over it. It cares about your meaningful contribution. Start fixing world problems and the world will reward you for it. Okay. Last. The only thing I can offer you, because we're a little bit busy, and we want to see people who can actually execute. So, we have a 3-day challenge. How many days? This is fascinating. It used to be 4 days. 80% of people never open the 4th email. And they think they're going to build a business. They pay, well, I think it's like 1,000. We increased our prices. Anyway, we doubled. Don't worry. We're expensive. I'm not even ashamed to tell you. I'm super expensive and I like it that way. But it's because I know people don't execute. So we test you by giving you a 3-day challenge. 1 PDF per day. Can everyone read that? Even I'm dyslexic. Can everyone read 1 PDF per day? Okay. Can you read 3 PDFs in 3 days? Is that like complicated? Okay. 80% of people never read the 4th day, but 60% read the 3rd day. So we changed it to make it easier for you guys, that now we're only up to 3 days. I can't make it any easier. 2 days, nah, I'm kissing someone's ass. I don't do that. So if you can do that, I challenge you to read parts of our book that we've launched, and you get to read that. But here's what the game is. You give us your email and your WhatsApp number to Primi, right? That's our lead generation strategy. Yes, I can teach you that too. But I'm looking for the people who are looking for us. And in those 3 days, guess what we're doing? We're monitoring you. Day 1, who opened? Day 2, who opened? Day 3, we invite you for something else. But if you can't get to day 3, I leave you alone. Why should I bother? Yeah? Is that fair? So if that resonates, who got some content, free good content today? Like something they can really implement tomorrow. Okay, everyone, I know this. So point is, if you think that's a little bit, you can get more there, but you need to do the step. Now, for some of you who know the 3rd day, you get invited to buy our free ebook. It's not free, is it? Oops. Our new ebook. We have other free stuff. But we actually go into the biggest problem I find with 400% of our clients, 400 clients and above, is they spend too much time on ideation, not enough time on prototyping. So we created a whole book for you to do that. At least saves you getting your ass kicked by me. It's only $25 for that. And some people like Putu wanted a hard copy. So today I think we have about 10 hard copies. If you want a hard copy of the book, you can talk to Pribi. I don't know how much that in rupiah. Okay, 350,000. I speak Bahasa now. Uh-oh, I almost speak Bahasa. Okay, talk to her about the price. But around 300 something thousand rupiah or $25, you get the book. And then we send you the digital one in Bahasa and English also. Okay? Is that fair? Good. So, thank you. I will leave you with this. You register by talking to Primi. Give us an email address. We'll start you on the challenge. If you finish the challenge, we'll talk about something more. To close, I used to talk and coach so many people, and I thought people were actually afraid to die. You know, a lot of who's afraid to die here? Like people talk about fear. Oops, thank you. People talk about fear a lot. Fear of death, sorry, as being the one fear people have. Here's what I'm learning: we're actually afraid to live. Most of us are afraid to live. Why? We're not taking enough risks. We're not. So I think the issue is people are not living enough. And when I almost committed suicide, guys, I had to ask myself these 3 questions, and I'll leave you with them. Are you really living your life? Or are you living a life based on what your parents expect of you? Society, bullshit. Or are you really going to take charge on the thing you know only you can sing that song that you were meant to sing, and you're depriving all of us because you're not prepared to live? I need you to think about that. Number 2, and you guys know my story. What do you love in your life? I loved my son, and I was prepared to die to give him insurance. I don't know what my mindset was when I tried to commit suicide. But instead, I could have lived for him and created a good role model. So now I work harder to make sure I'm a good example for the people I love. Do you love someone in your life that you can create a why for? And last but not least, some of you don't know this, but you're creating a legacy whether you like it or not. People are watching you. But why not they have something good to say about you versus you're a dickhead, you're obnoxious, you're lazy, you complain. Trust me, you have a reputation. Change it. So, on that note, I'd like to say thank you very much. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You have been an awesome audience. I should take you to Europe with me. So if you got any questions, we'll take a few. But before we do, please give a bigger round of applause to the genius staff. These guys changed my life. They're amazing staff here. And please start working with local businesses. They're so good to work with. And yeah, so I'll take maybe 2 questions if we have time. I think we just hit 90 minutes. Okay, so if you have any questions, I'll take 2 questions. If you don't have a question, I'll pick on you. What I want you to do is maybe share one lesson that you got out of today around the peak performance habits. That will probably be more useful to you and anyone else listening. So has anyone got something they want to share? Mike, yeah? Before we end. Just 2 people. What's the one thing you got out of the peak performance that helped? Like pick one. And I'll pick on you if you don't have one. So you better think. You got 30 seconds. No, 3 seconds. 2, 1. What's up? Next one won't be a client. So you know if you're not a client, I'm coming to you. What's the one thing you got out of today?
Actually, I was thinking about what you said, the whole thread about almost the necessity of having the hunger. Mm-hmm. And I've been thinking, I thought about it the whole presentation actually. Where is my hunger and why isn't it there? Do I need to come from really, really bad circumstances in life to have, you know, the hunger? And it shouldn't be, I don't have an answer. And just like, that's what I reflected on, and that was interesting because I want it in a way. Because it feels like you're stuck if you don't have anything that excites you. I don't know what I got away with that from that, but it something popped more realistically about where is my hunger and what is my hunger and what hunger could I have? How would I get it? That's what I'm at now.
Yeah. So some of you don't know this, but she's a client of mine, and I want to acknowledge you in front of others because I know you have issues with public display of... It's a European thing. I don't know what it is. I'm going to change that. I'm going to Europe. But this lady, in case you don't know her, if you go a couple hours down, there's a restaurant called Smogers. Very, very, very successful.